Hi, I saw the video on Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries on Jennifer Fairgate, and to me, it was a real mind twister. And the first thing I'd like to talk about, and what I would like to devote this video to, was Jennifer Fairgate a spy? Was she a spy? Now, I'm not one of those people that automatically jump to the conclusion that someone's a spy. Okay, I don't. I think she was a spy, though. In this particular incident, I think the person that we're talking about, the person that went by Jennifer Fairgate, but we don't know her name, I think she was involved in some sort of espionage. Now, what clues do we have? First, I'm not an expert on this, okay? But I can see how in the post Cold War era, Cold War and post Cold War era, how Oslo could be not really a hotbed, but a place where espionage occurred. That was a place where the Palestinians and the Israelis, they came and they had their peace talks. So I, you know, having espionage in Oslo, it seems like a neutral place that I can see it happening. So the location's one thing. Okay, what are our options with Jennifer Fairgate? Fairgate, a spy involved in espionage. Some people wrongly, I think wrongly, say that she could have been a prostitute. Some people say that she could be on the run because of an abusive husband or ex who's after her. And some people just thought that maybe she was a depressed, suicidal person that wanted to, you know, enjoy her last few days before she took her own life. Well, let's see what checks the boxes. Let's go over some things. First of all, out of all those scenarios, what best describes someone that would cut the labels, the tags off of their clothing? Now, I know that there's some people, there's a minority. Now, I'm talking like a real minority, but there's a minority that's not involved in espionage. They cut their they cut their tags off. Maybe I'm not even going to give and I'm not even going to give it a number. But some people do take their tags off. It's a minority though. So we had a minority of people who cut off their tags and they're women, because Jennifer Fairgate was a woman. So what percentage of that small number of people would then check in a high-priced hotel, not leave your credit card number, say you're going to pay in cash when that goes against the hotel policy, but then you give your false name, you give your false home address, you give your false place of employment, and then once you're checked into that hotel, you make two phone calls, the numbers that aren't operative, that aren't working. You call Belgium twice that don't work. And you give your false age. So, I mean, would someone running from somebody might maybe do some of this? Yeah, but they wouldn't make two calls to a phone number in Belgium that doesn't work. So I don't see any reason not to think Jennifer Fairgate wasn't involved in espionage. And also, she was in the hotel, roughly for about 3 days. And from the key card, it electronically, showed when you entered your place. She stayed in her room most of the time. But then she was out of her room for 20 hours one time. So you're going to a foreign city, probably by train, and you're in that hotel for 20 you're out for 20 hours. Have you ever been on a vacation somewhere? Have you ever gone to the beach or gone to a city and just been out for 20 hours? She had a secondary place. She had a secondary place. I don't know if it's a safe house you would call it. Maybe somewhere else that she was staying with somebody else. Maybe she had someone that she was having an affair with. I don't know. But here's the deal also. is that she had one time she had maid service come in and they saw that only one person was she said that two people were going to stay in the room, but they saw that only one person was, so they made the bed. Then someone else came in the room for food, and one thing that they could tell was that her bed at one of these nights hadn't been slept in. That they made their bed so tight and like it was so so unique how they that it was like really hard to make the bed like the housekeeping staff did at this hotel. They could tell that Jennifer Fairgate probably didn't do that. So there's a night she didn't sleep in. There's a time that she was away for 20 hours. But then here's a real kicker is that there's stuff that like when someone brought food to her when someone brought food to her room, they noticed like these fancy, colorful shoes. Well, her body was found, when they came into her room, those shoes were nowhere to be found. There was things that were in her room that were kind of unusual, but there was things like that rolling suitcase. I don't think that was found when they came when the police found her in that room. Those shoes weren't there. So actually, she had no pants, no skirts, just what she was wearing, and she had tops without tags on. And the, the it was remarked by the person that brought the food how little was actually in that hotel. If you stay in a hotel room for 3 days, usually usually you have garbage, you have some of your stuff, and it was remarked about how clean it was. So I don't think she was like really even using this hotel that much. It was really odd. Anyway, all these to me, she didn't just camp out in this one room for 3 straight days. It's not like, well, I wanted to stay in this three. I wanted to stay in this 5-star hotel for 3 days, enjoy myself, get room service. She only got room service, I think, once, and then and my life at the end of that, that's not what happened. Things were happening, and there was like things that were in the room that weren't, things that weren't in the, and who else? Why would someone have so much ammunition that she did? I think that she most likely, I don't have proof, but just my educated guess was that she was born in East Germany, like her DNA, like her DNA test showed that she was East Germany, and I think she was born in East Germany, and she probably was influenced, and I think she was indoctrinated into the Soviet Union system. And even though the Soviet Union, I don't think it existed in 1995, Russia still had spies. Russia still was involved in espionage, and I think that if you take someone that's on the run, if you take someone that is depressed, and all those other scenarios, this happened in 1995. It's 2023. No one has come up and said, yes, we know that person. Yes, that's our cousin, our daughter, our niece, no one has said that. This smells like espionage, friends. So I don't think that that should even be a debate. I mean, even if, look, I hate to go down the prostitute path, okay? She wasn't a prostitute. Someone would have said, someone would have come up if she was any. I think someone would have come up if she was any of those other things. I think she was a spy, and possibly she could have been taken when she was young to be indoctrinated into espionage school. The Soviets, the Russians were very good at that, very skilled, and that's just my take. I could be wrong. I want to make this video not because I think I'm right, to add the discussion. I was so surprised there's so little to go by Jennifer Fairgate, so little information on YouTube. And I guess I just wanted to do my part to prolong the data because there's some people like Stephanie Harlow, and I think she did a really good job with this video with her coverage. But she did it a while back, and she's on to a bunch of other stuff. I kind of like to try to get a conversation started again on it. Anyway, guys and girls, women, thank you for watching. May God bless you.